Hello everyone, and welcome to the first of many videos in a series where I'm going to document my progression as a player in Smash Bros. Melee, which I'm sure if you've watched any of my videos you know I'm a huge fan of, and I've been playing, and really I just want to start off by telling my story of where I am now as a player and where I hope to go. I have been playing Melee since 2008, not seriously. I just played with my brother a lot in that summer and sporadically throughout the years. I always loved the game, or not loved, but I really liked the game. And when I saw the Melee documentary in 2013 over my Thanksgiving break, I saw a completely different side of the game where it wasn't just something to sit down and play with friends, but it was actually a competitive game and people got really into it. And there were so many mechanics that gave you such amazing control over your character and the things you could do to just really push yourself in this game. And it was amazing to watch the competitors and see what kind of stories they had, and I did that all throughout 2014, watching tournaments like Apex and EVO. It was really just something I never would have predicted for myself in the years leading up to that I would be so into this game and so into other people's storylines in the game. And all the while, I was thinking, I want to do this sort of thing too. I want to compete, but I always kind of held myself back. I mean, I hosted a few tournaments because there were nothing really in my area, and there really still isn't as far as tournaments go. And I was winning these things handedly because I was so much better than everybody else, but even then I know that I'm not that good of a player at all. So in October of 2015, and that's a big jump right there, I finally went to another tournament for the first time in over a year because I was honestly tired of not competing and doing the things I want. And you can chalk it up to having a lot of schoolwork and actual work, you know, for money and things like that. And you know, I'm going through a lot of struggle right now just to be financially stable in the future, you know, just trying to get through college and do all these things. And I'm not gonna act like I'm not financially stable right now, because I am, but all I'm saying is that that's a big goal of mine, and honestly it needs to be a goal of mine to get to be the best I can be in Melee. And that's what I'm planning to do throughout this series and as I go to tournaments and do things like that. So moving on to where I am right now, I've started 2 weeks ago the hardest Melee grind of my life, because I am going to become a great player at this game. And I'm going to do it by training with my brother, who is not nearly as technical a player as me, but he definitely has a lot of potential, and he's improved so much over the past 2 weeks. So by teaching him, I'm going to be learning mechanics better than I ever have before, and I'm also going to train harder and learn new mechanics and implementations into my gameplay that I've never thought of doing. And that way we both learn, we both get better, and it helps me grind for tournaments that I'm going to. Speaking of tournaments that I'm going to, the next tournament I'm going to is in 2 weeks from now. It's a regional tournament in Blacksburg, Virginia. There's going to be 2 prominent players there, Red and Milkman, and more may sign up, but that's who is going as of right now. And there's other players going, such as Zane, and probably a few others that I'm just not aware of. But honestly, I'm tired of making excuses and not wanting to go to a tournament, you know, because of X, Y, and Z. There's just a lot of things that can hold you back as a player if you allow yourself to be held back, and I'm tired of doing that. It's time for it to stop. And right now, here and now, to be documented on YouTube, I am not going to let myself fall into the same pitfalls that I have over the past, essentially, almost 3 years. I could have been competing more. I know that the tournaments aren't so close, and you know, you have to factor in gas money and entry fees, venue fees, and especially if you're not winning and you're not being able to pay those things back. But honestly, I have a pretty stable job, and I know I can do this. I know I have what it takes. I just have to start pushing myself, playing against players that can teach me things that I wouldn't be able to think of on my own, and I know from there that I can go in and just do amazing things in this game. That is the goal. So as I go through this series, I'll be progressing and showing you how I'm doing things by studying footage, playing with my brother, playing against people who are far better than me, and just seeing how far I can take it, because I know I can achieve excellence. So just to wrap everything up in a nice little fashion here, I'm going to be making these updates, I'm going to say every month or 2 months, I'm not sure. It just depends on how much progress is actually made. So anytime I think that there's been a significant amount of progress or something learned that I can share with the audience, that is what I'm going to do. I'll make an update video promptly after that. So this is just the introduction, and it'll be the first of many updates you will see as I strive for excellence in this game, and I hope to see you join me.